The Isle of Man. Blessed with an extensive coastline, stunning natural landscapes, and unspoilt beaches, the Isle of Man offers 95-mile-long coastlines filled with wildlife, culture, and history. However, as global warming rises, weather worsens, and society develops, the coastline is under even more stress and chance of forever changing. In this episode, we will be seeing how these changes have affected locals, see what methods they are using to protect these coasts, as well as meeting the people who are working to keep this precious coastline and ecosystem intact. Cornay Beach, a tucked-away beach in the east of the Isle of Man known for its beauty and clear waters. After years of misuse and lack of awareness, the beach became dirty and littered. This was part of a major problem the island faced, with no policies to keep the beaches clean. That is, until the Beach Buddies came along. The Beach Buddies were founded in 2006, holding events throughout the year to clean local beaches, as well as to spread the message of preventing pollution from the island's coasts. With over 11,000 volunteers signed up, this Beach Buddy is now a key figure in keeping the island's beaches clean, who encourages islanders of all ages to get involved. To find out more, I spoke to Bill Dale, the founding member of the Beach Buddies.
Well, you only need to look at the images on the internet to see that the world has got a major problem, and then when you look at the beaches here, I mean, just look at it, there's nothing hardly. I think it's just captured the imagination, and it appears that we're miles ahead of everybody else, so it's a nice thing. I think it reflects very strongly on the personality of the Isle of Man in reality, I mean, I've just been and picked a few little pieces up, and these are really important because these have got little tiny pieces that just break off. See how brittle that's become? It's the remains of a bottle, and these little pieces snap off, and they become the sort of size the little birds eat, and it kills them. And seabirds around the world are in massive decline just because of this stuff, and that's our fault, because we are the people who are throwing this in the ocean. I think what we've done here is very special. I think that's because the Isle of Man is special and the people of the Isle of Man are special, but the nice thing about getting groups together like this is that it sets an example, and then, because people like yourself are filming this, the message gets out, it goes on the internet, and then people start learning elsewhere that, don't give up, because this problem is all over the world. It's absolutely everywhere. We've solved it here. The Isle of Man's got the cleanest beaches, we believe, in the entire world. And that's pretty special, and there's no reason why other beaches in other countries and islands can't do exactly the same.
Although the work of these Beach Buddies are vital to saving these coasts, there is another force still fighting to destroy it. The coastlines become more and more under stress from storms and weathering, with storms earlier this year leaving destruction, wreck and devastation for local homes and businesses. These storms have put a spotlight on the strategy placed by our government to protect our coasts, and whether they are effective in decreasing the damage done by these storms. Strategies like this rock armour. This rock armour was introduced to Laxey Beach in the early 2000s, after worries were raised by locals about the level of erosion and flooding occurring to the road and properties along the seafront. As you can see, this type of defence does not require a large amount of skill to create, with use of large rocks to prevent erosion to the actual sea wall. Several of these armours have since been introduced around the island, one of the most well-known being in Douglas Harbour Sea Defence, which keeps Douglas Port safe from tidal conditions and keeps the island's ferries running in all seasons. Without protection like this in place, the coastline is at risk of erosion and weathering from the elements and can have disastrous consequences. Like here, Douglas Beach. Douglas Beach is home to the main port in the Isle of Man and was once a key source of tourism for the island. However, after declining quality of the sea and other factors, the beach is now less popular than it had once been in the 1970s. Now, although this beach does have wooden groins which prevent sand from moving up the beach, the bay is still under constant threat of erosion. Without any defensive measures to prevent the damage that the sea brings to the promenade during the winter months, its state will only get worse. To find out more about this problem the Douglas coastline is facing, I'm meeting with Susie Frankland, a local geologist who's been studying the island's erosion rates and petitioning for stronger defences for the island's coastline.